So now you received your brand new Kotamo and you want to tune it for the first time. What you need is this sheet where we put the different tunings. You need the tuning key and you need the bridges. And it's good to have a tuning app on your smartphone. You can get them at any app store. Use a chromatic tuning app, which works well for you. So on the tuning sheet, we have the tambura, which is here, the first 4 strings. These are the first 4 strings on the instrument side where the koto is placed. So that would be C, 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 G. And from here on, you can see the first example scale, which we will set up with the bridges. So it starts from E, G, A, and so on. Here you can see different tunings that we suggest. So you can see some tunings start from E, but you can also start from A or from G, depending on which kind of tuning you want to set. And of course, there's plenty of more tuning options possible if you want to discover your own tuning. So first of all, I will show you how to tune the tambura, which is C, 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 G. So I place my smartphone close to the instrument and I hit the first string. And it's already perfectly tuned to C2. Now, if it's detuned, and probably when you receive the instrument it will be detuned, I will just fake it a little bit. So now I hit the string and I see it's the H, which is in English also B flat. So it's below C. Now I want to increase the tension. So I just turn the tuning key a bit to the right until I'm at the C again. Now if I go too far, you see how it increases the tension. If I go even further, I'm already going to C sharp, but I want to go to C in this case. So I decrease the tuning again until I'm back at C. Now if you look at my right hand, these are really subtle movements I'm making. Now don't just make a quarter of a turn, because then the string will already break and you will be somewhere completely else. So just make very subtle movements. So this was the first note. The second one is also C, but 1 octave higher. This is C3. And again the first one, C2. Second one also C. And the fourth one is tuned to G. G2. Now on the tambura you have this little block over here where the strings run across. So the block makes this nice snoring kind of sound. And there are these little threads. So with the threads, you can choose whether you want to have the sound really snoring or not. So if you put it a bit more inside, you can see it's a different sound. And then there's always this certain point where it starts to make this sound. So I pull it a bit more over. And here it comes again. So like this, you do it with all the strings, depending on how you like it. So this was the first part of the instrument, the tambura. Now we are coming to the koto. So here I already placed the bridges before, they are already tuned, but I want to show you like when they are not on it. So first thing, before you put on the koto bridges, you tune the strings without the little triangles. So all strings are generally tuned to C. Like that, C3. Again, the same, you use the tuning key and go to perfect C3. One exception is the first string starting from the tambura block. So if you want to start with the E, like it's on the standard tuning, on the tuning sheet, you have to decrease this one to B flat, which is on a German tuner H. So on an English brand, this would show B flat or B. All right. But if you start with another tuning, let's say from A or from G, you just also take the first one up to C. So now we'll put the first koto bridge. So when you start, you always take the white ones. We have the same number of bridges, light and dark. So you start with the white or the light ones. These are a little bit higher than the dark ones. That's the reason why, because the closer you get to this end, the more you need to lift up the strings. So I just tear up the string with my right hand. Don't worry, it will not break like this. And I just place the koto bridge underneath the string. And in the middle of the bridge, there's a little rail where you can place the string. So now I hit the string, and at the same time I look at my tuning machine, and I can see which note it is. So now I'm somewhere at A sharp, but I want to go down to E. So I have to increase the distance between the bridge and the end of the instrument. So I will just go like this. And at the same time, if you look at your tuning app, you can see how it goes down. So now I'm already at G, F, F sharp, F, but I want to go to E. Until I reach the first note of this first scale, which is E. Here it is. So if I decrease the distance, I go higher. Like this would already be F. And if I increase the distance, now I'm at E. So again, first note is already set. So I take the second triangle. Again, I lift the string, put it underneath. And the second note is G. So now I'm at G sharp. And here it is. And so on. Next one is A. And now comes B. Or in German it's H. And so on. So you place one triangle after the other until the whole scale is set. When you did this once, after playing it, you will of course not remove all the triangles, but keep them on the instrument. So there's another option. If you did this once, now you can also tune it with the tuning key. Suppose I want to change, like if let's say the first string, the E, is out of tune, too deep now, I can again go to E. But you cannot go now from E with the first string, let's say, to G, because the G is closer. Now if you would just increase the tension, the string would break at a certain point, so don't do that. Okay, now we're set. Tambura is in tune. And the koto is in tune. Now we're coming to the other side of the instrument, which is the monochord. That is a little bit easier because all strings are tuned in the same note. In this case, it's C. So when you get the instrument, probably it will also be slightly detuned. Technique is the same, so I just hit the string. The app recognizes the sound. Now by decreasing tension, I will go down. By increasing, I will go up. So I go note by note, string by string. And all strings are tuned to C. The ones on the very side are one octave below. So these are C2, and this next one is C3. Now you don't have to tune them all perfect, as long as they're like kind of close to the 0 point in the middle, it's fine. Like this, it would be okay. This is like perfect. This is slightly out, but that's okay. Somewhere in the range, plus minus 10 cent, that's the direction you want to go. Ready.